Girls, welcome to another Friday, and you know what that means? It's TTFL time for round 9, which is live around the old classic amazing track of Austria. In the comms as always, guess who? That's it, Steph. It's Steph in the box with you tonight. And if you haven't seen last week's race, which was round 8, which was round France, please feel free to watch it back last week because it was a good race all throughout, with wave protects across the field and also weather conditioning changes as well. So if you haven't seen it, please feel free to watch back and watch it through. But now we are on to round 9. So around the old track of Austria, situated just not far outside Spielberg, or should I also known as the Austria Ring. Started around in the 80s, where the track was much longer as it was originally is now, with like 10-1 going further on into the mountains and the forests, and looping back round the other side of the start finishing straight. But then obviously due to like safety grounds and reasons, had to be modified into modern spec, so it's now down to, we'd like to say 9 corners, but obviously now the FIA has classed one of the corners as a non-corner as a corner, so it's now with 10 corners. But before we go through all the track layouts of Austria, let's go through the drivers and the constructors. So we start with the drivers first. So as of round 8, then Spike is still at the top with 108 points, with Hamilton not far behind him in second place with 96. The GOAT there is in third place, so obviously there's going to be a nice nil battle in drivers standing so far for second place. Siege is in fourth with 83 points. Then we've got Lambo in fifth with 53 points. Civic now is retired, he's on 43 points but in sixth place. Same one below him has a chance of overtaking him in the standings. So Plasto is in seventh with 35 points, then followed by Dolly with 8th place with 34 points. Maze is in 9th with 32 points. Maximus is in 10th with 22 points. Fredo and Kieran join 11th there with 20 points. Technique is there 13th with 19 points there, but obviously class is retired. Jay is in 14th, along also with Darren Sinclair. They're tied on 18 points there. Got Poe in 16th there, also joined by Reed Nation's second account with 15 points there. Clifford is in 18th with 12 points. Alan Kane 19th with 10. Damien Bees with 20 in 20th with 8 points, and got a Skirts in there with 21st with just 2 points. So, I was to say no correction, sorry, 4 points there for Skirt there. I didn't see the little information I had there, naughty me. So that is the driver standings there. So the constructors, we got Red Bull then still at the top with 130 points there in first place, with McLaren's not very far behind in second with 126 points. Mercedes are third with 115 points, heavily pursued by Force India in fourth with 114 points. Renaults are in fifth place with 93 points, and the Ferraris are sixth with 55. The Haas are 7th with 53 points. The Saubers are 8th with 32 points. Williams are in 9th with 22 points. And the Toro Rossos, with good results from the fronts last week there, got their first haul of points, and they are in 10th place but with 18 points. And heavily pursuing on Williams there. So that is the drivers and constructors respectfully there. So then, obviously looking forward to Austria. As I said, obviously it started off in the 1980s and then obviously disappeared in for a little while, for a few years, and then come back in the 1990s, was the mid to late 90s, to about at least 2002, 2003, where we had what's known as the A1 wing. Obviously still the same layout as before, but obviously not as a runoff area as it is now. And it was proving challenging to the cars back in those days in the spec. And then obviously now it's back since 2014, known as a Red Bull Ring. So it's great to see the good old Austria's back on there. So then obviously heading into qualifying then, before obviously the actual qualifying starts, we have got a couple of, well, one new face on there. Be looking up for VP underscore 03, or as I say VP. Here is the new driver, recently tested, and he's making his debut tonight in this race. So, and he'll be representing Renault, along with Damien B. So, keep an eye on him, see what he can do. And it's great to see great new faces coming through, especially for the reserves as well. So I'm just literally just waiting for the game to nicely load up, which it does eventually do nicely. So then 18 minutes around good old track of Austria then. And as it stands so far, it is nice and sunny, so it is great to see a great dry quality. A great dry running so far, say to least. So just get all the tyres up then and everything. Right then, obviously the tyre choices we've got for Austria tonight then. We've got the Ultra Softs, the Super Softs and the Softs. And looking for it so far, most of the field going out on Ultras, apart from Fredo and Adam K, opted to go for a set of Softs. And while I was going on about that, Damien B has also selected the set of Super Softs. So we've got a contrast of tyre choices going on across the field. A very few are changing them as I speak, so we keep an eye on them. There's quite a few changing tyres around here. So first man out on track then, Darren Sinclair then. Raced in France last week as a reserve. Was representing Toro Rossos back then, but tonight he's representing the Saubers. So, good track of Austria, contrast of elevation, high and low. Obviously, top end of the track would be like 10.3, 10.4, and then as you go through that, you go all the way downhill. And obviously it's a very short track, so we can see like lap times coming around to at least 1 minute 6 and possible 1 minute 5s. So as we do that, Darren will be the first one coming around the track, and we'll do a little track guide for him. So then, coming around the last corner then, DRS is active and over the line we go. Heading up towards turn 1, it's a very steep turn 1. Get your breaking point for it for turn 1, you hit the apex there. It's crucial to get us on right on the exit, which he does, otherwise he'll invalidate your lap and you have to go all through again. Now heading into turn 2, just around about now. Getting the line right for turn 3, heavy braking, but the hill helps you out there. Great, the entry and exit there, although wheels spinning there, which is easy done on turn 3. Heading down into turn 4 with DRS open. Crucial, get your braking point here at 100 metre board. And getting the car in nicely there for turn 4. Getting the exit right there, also back in once again, then a little bit on Darren, but he gets away with it. So turn 5, and turn 6, turn 7, and then turn 8. Again, lovely little section, and Darren does well there. Hit into turn 9 we go. Can go flat out in certain gears, but Darren's left it off there, and then into turn 10, crucial, get it right, not miss hitting the inside curb. And over the line Darren goes, and there's a 1 minute forward on the doors. Heavy benchmark there so far, so Darren's at the outright pace there, whilst Bill to Matt goes 1 minute 5.3 down the set of Ultras. With Maximus there just coming along there, P3 with a 1 minute 5.6. And Light E though jumps into second place with a 1 minute 4.7 for the Force India. Great lap pace there for Light E then. Well, he just got demoted down to third place because Jay just go 1 minute 4.0. Only 6,000 of a second behind Darren there, so that would be very tight. Damien B then coming over P6, 1 minute 7.2 on his set of Super Sauce, but I'm sure he'll go out again. Also say now he's gone down to 7th place, as Ollie P goes down into 8th place for 1 minute 8.6. VP though, making his debut, setting a good lap time there with 1 minute 4.3 there, so amazing pace there from VP. Making an impression already on his debut, so plenty of time there. Well, we've got a Red Bull in the background. Is that Ollie P? No, just trying to track down who it is. Is that Hamilton? Yes, it is. It was Hamilton there running wide in the background there, so obviously just keeping it out of the way of the cars, so Plaster there with a 1 minute 6.7. Obviously the lap times are coming down, and the got as well with a 1 minute 5.2 there in P6. Various drivers out there already trying to set a lap time. Meanwhile, there's the yellow flag in sector 3. But I'm presuming that's a slow car just going into the pits there. And Got decides to come into the pits as well. And got a skip. And it was Damon there, possibility of making those yellow flags slowing down a little. Maybe I'll try and find someone on the lap. So Fred then looks like he's about to set up his lap, which he does so on a set of soft tyres. Now, if you get a good lap time here and get yourself up the board, especially on a set of softs, you can go make the one stop easy around Austria. Although the ultras do last a little bit longer, but obviously the ultras can probably last for looking around 7 to 8 laps. But then Austria is a fast flowing corners, so tyres will take a toll a little bit. But the harder compounds generally being more durable. And looks like Fred has just eased off there, so for now he looks like he's just aborted his lap and hoping to do again. Meanwhile, Alan Kay there goes up into P8 there. Done 3 laps so far on a set of softs there. Maybe just eyeing his strategy for longer distance maybe. Meanwhile, with the lap times still coming down quite nicely here, and obviously everyone out there setting a lap time. The only problem is with Austria though, as it's a short track, it's easy to get congested here, and easy, especially in qualifying, to get caught with the car in front. So, whilst we're watching Adam Gay, they're locked up a little, but Gorska out there literally out on his out lap, still on the sets, brand new sets of softs then. Meanwhile, go on board with Hamilton it. P2 in the driver standing. Got a good opportunity here to leapfrog Spike if he gets a good result here tonight. Jump on board here with the Red Bull driver. Heading up towards turn 9 and turn 10. He goes a little bit wide at 10. Make sure he gets lined in for 10 right. Which he does. Now heading over to the line where we'll just put Hamilton and puts him in P5 at 1 minute 4.9 there, so good qualifying there so far for Hamilton then, knowing that good result here will leapfrog Spike. Meanwhile, as the lap times are still going on, and obviously trying to keep an eye on them, we'll go through the standings so far, the lap times in a minute. On board with got a skirt then in the Sauber. Obviously his teammate Darren right at the top then, P1. Got a skirt going for the alternate strategy for going longer on his softs. Just got to be careful, there is a car ahead. Hopefully it should not hindering or distracting too much. Come through turn 9 then. Ooh, back end did want to go but kept it stick. Now turn 10. And comes over the line, and the Ollie P keeps out of the way. There's a P9 there for got a skirt there with a 1 minute 5.4.
We know, but you can't eat me.
Meanwhile though,
No.
Jay has set the fastest lap time over 1 minute 3s in 1 minute 3.9, so Jay is storming out there with the Toro Rosso there. See what Darren can respond to. Looking at the moment, Darren is on the fast one maybe. Keep on board with him. Again, coming around the last couple of corners. Oh, goes a little bit wide down the exit there. That might hamper his time a little. And it goes, improves it a little bit, but not by much. A 1 minute 4.034 though. So, still a bit more time to eke out there for Darren. Though I guarantee you will not give it up without a fight. Build him out then. Having a good season so far. Been caught up with a couple of bits of collisions there. Been a bit unlucky in some of them. But I'm pretty sure he will get his head down tonight and aim for a good result. And hope his form will come up and improve from Austria onwards. Meanwhile, that is the Mercedes of Mays in the background behind Bilton there, which Bilton gets out of the way nicely for. Mays out there on a set of ultras there, obviously not activated his DRS, so I don't know if he's got DRS problems already in that Mercedes. I hope not, but still, looks like he's still pushing despite that. Go around 6, 7 and 8. Keeping it very nice and tidy there, making little adjustments on the steering wheel. Heading up towards 10-9, green flag around that area, so all clear. Whilst Damon B has retired, but still giving on board with Mays. Let's see where he goes. What's the lap time here for the Mercedes driver? Looks like he's invalidated lap, so he has to go around again, so keep an eye on Mays and see what he can do. So Damien B being the first victim retiring, I'm presuming that that's probably the best he can do out of his Renault.
Yeah.
Right then, so as we go through, I'll flick it on someone who's out on track. So, Jay then out on top there with a 1 minute 3.9, with Darren Sinclair second with 1:04.0. VP on his debut in P3 with a 1 minute 4.3. Light E's fourth with a 1 minute 4.7. Hamilton's in fifth with a 1 minute 4.9. Bilton Matt is in sixth with 1 minute 5.0. Siege is seventh with a 1 minute 5.2. Well, as I said that, he's jumped himself up to P5 with 1 minute 4.7, which makes Hamilton and Bilton their drop down a place. So Hamilton is 6th and Bilton 7th, or should I say Ken changes again as everyone's making lap times go quicker. The Goliska is in P9, 1 minute 5.4. Mays then goes 10th with a 1 minute 5.5. Maximus is in 11th with 1 minute 5.561. Damon B is currently in 12th with 1 minute 5.9s. Plus is in 3rd with 1 minute 6.0. Alan Case 14th 1 minute 6.2. Fredo's in 15th with 1 minute 6.5. And Ollie Pease is in 16th with 1 minute 8.2. So obviously drivers out there finding lap time and pace out there now as the track's nicely rolling. I do, sorry if I sound like I'm losing my voice, but I'm actually not. It's actually because I got a lump for a throat. Not the typical Mario Walker's incident. Just give me 2 seconds. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But you're awful when you have a lump in your throat and you're trying to commentate at the same time. Anyway, back to the action. With literally 5.5 minutes to go then. Fastest of the hardest compounds, or should I say harder compounds, Siege in P7 with a set of super softs. Fastest soft tyre runner is Goliska in P11. So people finding pace on the ultras, but you can still find pace on super softs. Probably a case of just do 2 laps on sets supers. Obviously use one for the warm up, and then blitz it for the second run. Obviously with the ultras they will do light up in temps really quickly, but you do lose your grip after the first lap or 2 after you've done your quali. So strategies are around with the driver's head at the moment. Obviously the players know something that I don't, so obviously they're out on track as we speak. So build some out then, currently up there P8, so you can opt in to improve. Meanwhile Jay is currently out there obviously to try to improve his lap time, or trying to defend from Darren, although Darren is still in the pits at the moment, so Ollie P up currently in P10. Maze has decided to think that's not best he can do, so Maze is happy to retire from the garage. Ollie P opted to possibly start on the set of Super Softs. He does like to go on the harder compounds, trying to minimise stops as possible and still hold great pace, so keep an eye on Ollie. Bilton then still putting in the pace there in P6. Frodo then down in P14. Still on the same tyres of softs there as he peels into the pits, so see what tyre tries to come out in a minute. Meanwhile, Max Biz has been out on the set of Ultra Softs for 4 laps. Prose quickly come and getting them changed when he decided to retire the car. Now there is a car coming around behind, I hope that does avoid, which it does. The force seater does avoid it nicely there, so should be no more problems with Max Biz there. Should just peel off straight up the road. I hope the car still can be able to just do a little tour around the track. Meanwhile though, Darren is out on his lap. Eyeing for P1, trying to knock off Jay. Ooh, back end wants to go there, but again, good car control from Darren to keep it in check. Headed down into turn 4. Around turn 4 he goes, and now heading into turn 5, now into turn 6. And into turn 7 and then turn 8. Crucial to get the line through here correctly, which Darren does. Try and use up all the track as much as possible. Good car control, and then go around the last corner. Goes a little bit wide, but gets away with it. See where he puts Darren. Puts himself into provisional pole with a 1 minute 3.9 there for Darren. So a few hundredths of a second up, so it's all down to Jay now, see if he can respond, and he is currently out there on track, so luckily the outlap won't take him too long. Hampton then coming around last corner. Is he on his outlap or hot lap? Let's see what he does. He's offset his lap time then. Meanwhile, Gott's also out there as well, hoping to eye up and see if he can get in the top 3. And looks like Gott is just going into the pits. Yes, he is. So presuming that'll be the end of the Gott session then. Siege, meanwhile, is retired in P8. So Season 2 reigning champion then. Thinks that that's his best he can do. He'll try and save his tyre life. Lighty then doesn't improve much in time wise, so see what's going on. Ollie P is decided to go out on the ultras here. Though if he's on the fly lap, he can get another run there, but hopefully if he's not, he needs to get on quickly. Meanwhile, Darren has decided to retire there, thinking that his position is sealed in P1. So he's just got to keep an eye on Jay and VP here. Meanwhile, the goal has to call it day in qualifying. Hampton meanwhile goes up into P3 with a 1 minute 3.9. He's got another lap in there to do it, as long as he's got the fuel to do so. Now VP still going around at the moment, but maybe still on a lap, but he might not get another lap in, whilst Jay's also coming around the last couple of corners. VP goes into pits, whilst we'll switch on to Jay, because Jay's coming around the last couple of corners now. See what lap time he can do now, because this is it. Got to skirts in P12 over the line. Where does put Jay? Jay has not improved, so Darren's on pole at the moment. See if anyone else is out there on the lap, you can do it. Like he's in the pits, so, and looks like Bilton was on the lap, but looks like got invalidated. Now all eyes on Fredo then, see what he can do. Ollie P's out there as well, remember, and also Alan K. This is a chance for them to see if they can improve. Fredo then come around the last corner, see what he can do. Over the line he goes, and he puts himself over into P10 there for Fredo. Alan Kay, meanwhile, around the last end of sector 3, and he decides to pull into pits, and Ollie's also in the pits as well. So Darren Sinclair then is on P1 and takes pole position, and will be started alongside with Jay. So then, that is a qualified. Darren Sinclair is on pole with Jay in second. Both were teammates and last time out in France, but obviously this time different cars, so we're going to be expecting an easy pushover. So then Darren Sinclair then P1 then with Jay in second. Hamilton is in P3. VP debut for tonight, making a good qualifying there for P4. Got their P5 with Lighty in P6, Matt is in P7, Siege is in P8, Maximus in P9, Fredo is in P10, Adam K is in P11, Ollie P P12, Gotta P13, Maze is in 14th, Plaster is in P15, and Damien B will be starting in P16. So that is your lineup then for the Austrian Grand Prix. So then, heading into the race now, and to do the formation first, and the weather is still looking absolutely amazing around the hills of Spielberg then, so, and the hills will be live to the sound of 1.6 V6 hybrid engines, along with feisty drivers wanting to take the top spots on the podium, so we'll see what action will bring. Bear in mind, it is fast-paced corners, so it's not all about straights, it's all about stability in the corners. See which corners will catch out the drivers the most. Action points to look out for then, be heading up into turn 1, especially at the start, also into turn 2, turn 3, and also into turn 4. Obviously it has the 3 DRS zones, and obviously it will be on main straight after turn 1 and then after turn 3. So Darren Sinclair then leads the way. It will be a very short formation lap, and Darren will be joined by Jay. Hamilton in a good spot there. He'll be making good progress if he keeps car intact, especially for his constructors home race as well, being in Austria. VP with a great qualifying for his debut, hoping to make a good impression and a good result here out today, so we keep an eye on his performance. He has got Gort behind him, an experienced racer, especially in this league, so he'll know he'll have a tough time, so keep an eye on the Gort. Bilton then, being P7, starting alongside with Light E then, so keep an eye on that round. Siege will be hoping to get good points out here today, knowing that Spike's not around, so you need to close the gap as much as possible. Fred and P10, hoping to make a good result here. And K will be looking feisty to get some points today as well, so all the drivers will be out there looking for good points today and all that, so I'll get the telemetry up to see who's on what tyres in. So then everyone in the top 10 will be starting on the tyres they're qualified on. Everyone outside the top 10 has a free tyre choice. So Alan K, Maze and Plaster are set on the softs. Ollie P, Gotta and Damien B will be starting on the set of softs. So then the drivers are lining up, ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. There we go, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a great camera angle, and lights out, and away we go. What starts like no one's jump starts, so happy days then. Oh, and there's a house off in the background there. Dan Sinclair gets a good start, gets booked down, and Jay's trying to defend his P1 there, gets away with it. And everyone gets through turn 1 cleanly so far, which is happy days so far, which is what we need. But heading down through turn 2, turn 3, there's 3 wide at the background there. Jay then defends his position whilst VP they're making a good move there on Hamilton then in 10-3 and he gets away with it. Oh, and that's just Darren's Darren. Darren's lost it and he's collected the goal as well. Oh, and there's a Mays going back there and there's Darren Mays got collected up in there as well and there's a Ferrari off, I believe. Is that Fredo? Yes, it is. It's Fredo. Fredo got caught in the mix as well. So Darren and Mays. Darren lost it and Mays got caught up in the accident with the collisions. With Darren was made and obviously collected up Mays there, and then Fredo got collected with the front wing damage. But at the moment everyone else has gone through. No sign of a safety car or virtual just yet. But Jay though getting away in P1 already with a gap, and he's got VP in second there. Meanwhile there's overtakes in the background and there's a got go down through 10-10 and he makes it stick. The got there making up position there on Maximus there up into P6 then. Maximus under pressure there and he's got Bilton back right behind him. Let's see what happens there. Darren Sinclair left the session there. Maximus still hangs on to P7 for now. Heavily under pressure there from the McLaren driver. So he's got to be careful though. Starting making a train. Bilton Matt though trying to go up the inside there and does he make it stick? Yes he does. A little bit of tap there with Maximus but just gets away with it. So Bilton is up into P7 and Maximus into P8. Now got a skirt now is eyeing up from move on Maximus there but ooh, got a skirt and then he went into the back of Maximus there but kept it under control though. Maximus is heavily coming back on Bilton though. Not going to let Bilton get away with P7 that easily and he goes off a bit wide there. There's wiping up an opportunity here for Godskirt if he gets close enough. Oh, a little bit of wheel banging there but just for now hangs on for it. Godskirt's just got to hang on and wait for the opportunity. You won't find around 10-10, but you'll find down straight. And Jay sets 1 minute 7.2. It's the fastest lap time then. Right, he's switching to battle P4. They're going turn 1 there, and this is Light E and Hamilton. There's Light E got the move done with DRS. And also Hamilton as well, so there's a drag through turn 2 and up into turn 3. See, she's looking in the background watching his battle. Oh, and there's contact there. And that's Light E there making contact with Hamilton, and Hamilton hit the wall there. And this is open up the door for Siege to get through nice and easy, saying thank you very much, I'll take that. Meanwhile, I was about in the background there with Maximus and Godskirt going side by side, hammering the tongs. And trying to keep an eye on the battle there. And Siege going down the inside of Hamilton and makes the move stick. Yes, he does. Makes the move stick. Godskirt then gets through with Maximus there as well. So, battle's happening across already. He's only got into lap 3 as well. So, actions galore across the field. Now, there is a heavy train there forming from P2 downwards from VP. It looks like a collection of about 5 to 6 cars there, so oh god, sorry about that, I hit the wrong button. I do apologise everyone. Got excitement and the next one trying to adjust my hands. So VP then under pressure then from Light E. So VP now doesn't have one car behind him, he has got multiples behind. And Light E making a move down the outside. Does he make it stick? And always outbreaks himself. And VP still hangs on. And Siege is taking the opportunity here. He gets himself into P3 from Light E's mistake. So Siege now making a move up into the top 3 positions. What he ideally wanted. And Light E starting to throw back a little bit. Making little costly mistakes. Though he's got to be careful now. He's got Hamilton behind. But he's still hanging on the back of Siege. So he's still not all over just yet. Although Siege is focusing battling with the rookie of VP in his league tonight. Hamilton though is under threat by the Gore as well, so trying to switch on to right battles here. Now VP's got hanging on around now. He's got Siege behind him, reigning season 2 world champion. Going up till 0-1. No overtake's been made there so far, although Hamilton was having a look, but better thought of it. Although Siege is looking for a good move now, going down into through turn 2. And does he make the move stick? Yes, he does get it done by turn 3. Siege does. Siege gets it through up into P2, then VP slowly falling behind a little, but keeping himself out of trouble. Although he's still not giving it up just yet though. He's going for the look down, he's going to get done in turn 4. Siege just defends his lines. So then Hamilton then still hanging off the got then. VP still looking at the back with Siege. And also the GOT as well in the background there. And also Built-in has also joined the fray as well, so all actions galore from P3 downwards. Although VP still looking at the back, back end starts to go a little bit. Now this will invite Light E again to have another dose of cherry in. Although he has made a mistake here and Hamilton's going to pay him for it. Down the main straight, is he going to get done by turn 1? Still side by side. Has Hamilton got the move done? Yes, he has. Hamilton there got the move done on Light E. Although Light E's still not giving up, he's going to go for it again. Now the Force Indians are both now in tandem. The GOT as well watch what's going on. Light E going down the inside, is he going to make a stick? As long as he doesn't outbreak himself. The GOT's also looking as well. GOT still hanging in there, although Hamilton's just fending on off for now. Still looking for a move around Light E. The Force Indians are definitely attacking in the pack of 2. Hamilton's still heavily defensive now. Oh, and that's Light E going in the back of Hamilton there to make damage and hits his teammate as well. Although the both Force Indians still get away with it. The GOT still looking to get through with his teammate. Does he get through and make a stick? Just hangs it around the outside and the GOT makes it stick. So GOT now got ahead of his teammate there. Meanwhile, there's a battle in the background there with Plaster and Alan K then. Plaster making his move up into P9, although Alan still be looking to overtake Plaster in. Plaster knowing that he likes Austria, suits himself driving style, so hopefully see good results here from Plaster, although Alan's looking very feisty then behind Plaster. And they both run wide there. You don't want to be going off too far wide. They're coming down the main straight now between these two. And is it going to maybe stick? Not for now. Alan's just got to hang on for now. Meanwhile, focusing towards the battle for a big long train of P3. VP and Hamilton still going. Hamilton's making a move. Meanwhile, Alan K and Plaster then go side by side into 10-3. Alan there goes wide. Plaster can punish him for it. Plaster still hanging on with DRS and gets a through back into P9 on front of Alan then. Although Alan's looking for the move down the inside, down 10-4, better not thought of it, although he is locking up. He has got Damien B as well, so there's a trio of battles are going on between them two. VP though still under immense presses, and I give him his credit for it, to sticking with it. He has got Hamilton and the GOT, both very fast pacey drivers. Meanwhile there is the other flag in sector 3 then, and is that Built-in going off? Yes it is, it's Built-in going off around turn 9. Built-in lost it going around turn 9 now. He's got to be careful though, because there's fast cars coming around. And that is setting back quite a bit there, and it looks like he's going into the pits. Yes he is, so Built-in is going into the pits then. Meanwhile focusing the battle for P3. VP and Hamilton then going side by side. Hamilton trying to go around the outside. VP still hanging on, and defence is lying brilliantly there. And the GOT looks like going free on Hamilton. Now the GOT's going on side by side over Hamilton then. They've both got DRS. Well, GOT has, Hamilton hasn't. And the GOT there goes through in 10-4 again on Hamilton. So the GOT is up into P4 then, although Hamilton is still hanging around side by side. Meanwhile, Fredo has retired. Not sure why, but still kind of watching the battle here for P4 then, and Hamilton is down into P5. GOT making good progress from the start, taking it nice and easy. Oh, and meanwhile, the GOT's lost it. The GOT's lost it. The full back, so all this hard work is backfired on him. Now he's got to go into the pits. Is he going in the pits now? Yes he is. Looks like he's going to get the pits and try and get new fresh boots and see what he can do from there. Meanwhile we focus on the battle then with battle of P9 then, or P8 should say, between Plaster and Alan K. Alan K and Plaster then going side by side. Has Alan got the move done? Yes he has. Looks like he's getting the move done, and meanwhile there's a battle going on up into P3. Looks like Hamilton's got the move done on VP. Yes he has. Hamilton and up into P3. VP down into P4, although VP is not giving up yet though. He's still heavily chasing down Hamilton then. Is he going to go for the move down the outside of 10-4? No, Hamilton does lock up though. And meanwhile Plaster and Alan K still going on at it, with Damien right behind him as well. God, I'm trying to struggle to keep up with this. I need another commentator. But Plaster and Alan K going side by side into 10-4. Plaster still hanging on in defence. Alan's going to go around the outside. Then Plaster still has a move down for the next couple of corners at least. So Damien B though not far behind these two, watching these two scrub along with their tyres, knowing Damien's on the harder compounds and can go much longer. Come round turn 9, still fairly close. Alan still pushing almighty here. Now Alan with DRS, now trying to go on the battle here with Plaster. Heading up towards turn 1, is he going to get the move stick done in turn 1? Yes, it does. Alan gets through, although he has to take a tighter exit line. This will open up the door for Plaster with the back of the DRS this time round. Heading up into turn 2, still side by side. Now into turn 3, braking zone. Is Plaster going to get the move done in turn 3? As long as he doesn't outbrake himself. And looks like Plaster's done. Oh, he's gone a little bit deep. And Alan Kay's gone back through now. Also, Damien's taken the opportunity as well. Plaster not just lost one place, he's gone through, he's lost another. So Plaster's going back a little bit here. Still though, he's still keeping close between these two. Still plenty of time in the race yet. Damien B then got past on Plaster, now chasing down Alan, although he's got to be careful. Plaster's coming back behind him. Meanwhile, the pit stop phase is starting to come in now, so obviously, as a drivers is starting in the top 10 with the ultra softs, are starting to wear and tear on those tyres a little bit. There, Plaster looking on the back of Damien. He's going to make the move down into turn 1. No, he's just going to hang on for a minute, try to see if he can get it done in turn 2 and turn 3. Damien B goes a bit wide and picks up penalty for despite that, so just got to be careful around the exit turn 1 there, Damien. Although Damien's looking on the move on Alan. Alan going defensive into turn 3. Damien going around the outside. Can he get the switchback done? No, he doesn't. And obviously now opens the door up here for Plaster to get back, but Damien B gets away with traction then. Still putting on the fight on Alan. Still side by side heading down towards turn 4. It's got Damien B getting the move done to turn 4. Alan still sending it up the inside there in defence. Although gets a compromise exit in, and Damien B still hanging around the outside of Alan K here. Plaster's also looking at the action of this as well. Although, Damien B breaks early and gives up the place there, and he gives the place up to Plaster there. So Damien B going for the move down the inside, thought he wasn't going to make it. And Plaster saw the opportunity going around the outside there. So great overtake there from Plaster, hanging around the outside. Back to good old battle here with Plaster and Alan then. Both good friends of each other, good to know each other's racecraft. Although Plaster's looking a bit more feisty and going for it today. And oh, Plaster goes wide at turn 1 then. Made a mistake there. This opens up the door here for Damien if he gets close enough. But Plaster just gets away with it for now despite losing his car going around turn 1. Meanwhile, the Gort and VP are having a battle there, and the Gort's make up net place on VP then, so Gort is up in P9. Then next lot up the road will be the trio of Plaster, Damien and Alan K, but Gort then at the moment still fending off VP. VP still giving it back to him on the set of softs. Can he make it stick? Ooh, very close there. The Gort just gets away with it, no contact whatsoever there, so good work there between them two. Not to make contact, good respect. Though VP is still showing everything he can give and not giving it up, and that's what we like to see, especially making his debut today. So meanwhile then keeping an eye on the battle as well. Alan K, Plaster then also got to be very careful because Lighty's also coming up into the back of this battle as well. Oh, Plaster then nearly going in the back of there, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty there. Maybe just gaining too much on the apex there, or 10-3. Plaster then looking for a move down on Alan. And Adam thought better not of it. And Jay gets a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding. That's not going to help Jay whatsoever, especially if he comes towards the end of the race. Lighty then chasing down this pack of 3 here, battling. Meanwhile, the leaders are starting to battle out here, and meanwhile, the Gort and VP then going side by side, heading down towards turn 9. Can he get the move done? VP then gets up into P9. Great overtake there from VP. Meanwhile, we've got Lighty and Damien in, and the battle came down towards turn 1. Lighty then gets moved down just before turn 1 on Damien in. Next up the road for him will be Alan and Plaster then battling out. So they've got to be very careful now because Lighty's chasing up these two very quickly on a set of new soft tyres. Got and VP then. Still battling out between each other. Still ongoing. Great scraps we would like to see. VP being the new rookie driver of tonight. Seen in his seat for Renault. Putting on a good show there for the French manufacturers. It's always great to see. Meanwhile, keep focusing back on this battle here because obviously Lighty is now looking very feisty on the back of Plaster, although Plaster is focusing on Alan. And this will be very interesting for battles. Siege meanwhile is in the pits and got a skirt, takes net race lead for the time being. Meanwhile, is that the got going round? Yeah, there's a got going round. Damien then was Damien's in the pits. So then Plaster's starting to fall back a little bit and he's falling into back to the clutches of Lighty then. Although still getting just the arrest from Alan there. Although meanwhile the battle in the background there between Gort and VP is still ongoing as well, trying to keep an eye on them. VP still hangs on the Gort, doing a switch back there, going down the inside this time. Oh, there's contact there, there's contact with the Gort and VP, although the VP does get away with it. Do not know if Gort's got wing damage. Looking at it so far, no wing damage, he might just get away with it. Meanwhile there's an overtake going on and that is Lighty and Plaster then. Lighty up into P6 then. Next car up the road for him is Alan K. Shouldn't chase too long being on the new set of boots. VP and the Gort then still going on. Try and keep an eye on them battles as well because they're in close proximity of each other. Plaster then starting to fall back a little bit. Maybe the case of the tyres starting to go a little bit, but super softs are still durable though. And Plaster gets called it into the pits. VP and the Gort though. Them two still going on. VP getting DRS courtesy from Plaster who pulled in the pits. Meanwhile Lighty is now chasing down Alan K here. See what we can do up into the run of turn 2, turn 3. Not coming close enough at the moment, but get his braking point right. He might have a good run down to turn 4. Meanwhile, there we go, Alan K Lighty going down side by side in turn 4. Alan had to lock up and thought he got squeezed, but Lighty gets through cleanly. Good little overtake there from Lighty then. Up into P5. VP and Gort still both in hot pursuit of each other, although Alan K doesn't look like he's given up on Lighty just yet though. Maybe on a softer compounds, but the question of how long his tyre life is, and Alan K still going for it. And Alan goes wide there, and also now Alan's got to be careful because he has got VP coming up behind him along with the Gort as well, although now it's DRS train on Lighty. Where's Alan going to go? Is he going to go for overtake? No, not for now. Nearly went into the back of Lighty there and goes wide, and obviously this will open up the door for VP who's going down the inside. Which comes outside for turn 2 but inside for turn 3. Is Lighty got it through? Yes it is, and the Gort's getting a double slipstream then. Then he went 3 wide up into turn 3. And VP then gets moved down, Alan goes a bit deep, but he might get the traction on it. And the Gort gets a bit more traction there on Alan K, and Alan K's lost 2 places there. Alan's lost 2 places there to VP, and although VP is now trying to go defensive because of the Gort, but hangs on for now. Alan K's heavy locking up in the background there. Might be a sign of his tyres now starting to go off. VP is now in a Force India sandwich. Not the ideal position to be with. Lucky it's not Perez and knock on there. So
Oh my god.
VP now chasing down Lighty, looking a bit more quicker on those tyres than Lighty does. Also got those on the softer compounds, trying to get progress as much as possible. Heading down on start finishing straight, heading up towards the old turn 1. VP did have a look for it, but better thought of it. There he was going for a look, and he had to cut the corner there, trying to avoid an accident. Thought it was a bit too late and bailed out of it. Although VP now trying to have a look on Light E. Where's he going to make a move out the inside? Not for now, just getting his line right, coming out the exit then. Light E then, heavily chasing down on VP, chasing down Light E, heading down 10-4. Just has to hang on for now. Just has to watch these two battle it out and for the time being, see whether he can find an opening. Although Light E goes a little bit wide, and VP going up in the inside then, which becomes the outside for turn 8 in a minute, which it does now. Does Light E still hang on? Looks like VP's got the move done. Yes, he has. VP's got the move done. So Light E's mistake around turn 5, turn 6 has cost him heavily. Now it's gone into his teammate. And the Gott's also make precision up there as well. Light E's decided to pull into the pits. I don't know if Light E's got wing damage yet, but go on board and see what's happened. And it is a wing change there for Light E then, so that's very unfortunate there for Light E. They're picking up a wing damage. Meanwhile though, Gott and VP still bowing out, and the built-in still pushing on. Damien and Plaster though, another dueling battle there between these two. Plaster then gets moved down by turn 2. So Plaster is into the points there, putting Damon outside the points. Though I'm sure Damon is not going to give up on it just yet. Well, as Damon's got DRS, see if he's got enough energy though to get past Plaster. Plaster there goes defensive. And Plaster hangs on now for the meantime for P10. And this will probably see as a battle towards the end. Meanwhile, this battle's not going to end just yet. More likely heading towards the end as well. Between VP and the Gott. Might be lap 20, but still action across the field. Although the top 3 pretty much holding on to their positions at the moment as it stands. VP the Gott though. VP going defensive. Gott trying to hang around the outside. Can he make it stick? He should do. Get better traction purchase on the outside. And yes, he does. The Gott makes the move up into P3, then not P3, P5 around the outside. Although VP's not giving up of it just yet. Head down turn 4. VP got to move down the inside. Yes, he does. There was a bit of contact there, but just gets away with it again. No wing damage though. So VP up into P5 and Gott down back into P6. Though I'm sure I won't see this battle just end just yet. Meanwhile though, Ollie P chasing down Alan K. Although Alan K is on older set tyres than Ollie is by 5 laps, but looks like Alan's pulling into the pits, which he does. So Ollie's got to be careful going around there, which he does. He has to go wide to avoid collision. And now we'll put Ollie P up into P7 then. Meanwhile, Damien then getting chased down again by Light E. He's just had to make his pit stop due to a wing change. So Light E has to be on the major charge then. Although got to be careful now as cars coming out of the track, and that looks like it's Alan coming out on the exit then. So Light E's on the back of Damien then. Damien will be under pressure then. Where's Light E going to go? He's going to go down the inside. No, you just got to wait till after turn 3 and try again. Still get DRS though. It looks like Damien didn't get good traction out there, and obviously Light E's taking the punishment for it. And Light E then makes the move up into the points, then puts Damien outside the points again. Meanwhile, the battle between VP and the Gott, I'll give it credit, it's been a great show seeing them two battling out, especially VP in his debut. Making a great effort so far. Gotta try and switch between these two, and I'm getting 2 different wing angles. I don't want wing angles, I want the actual car itself. So, VP then under threat again by the Gott. Heading up turn 2 now into turn 3. VP goes heavily defensive on the inside. Gott going around the outside. Can he make the move stick? He goes a bit deep. The Gott goes deep, and VP still hangs on then into P5 then. Gott thought he got the move done into P5, but made a mistake and gone wide for it. Meanwhile, as that was going on, Gott's teammate Light E that makes the place up on Plaster into P9 then. So Light E now has to make on a valiant charge to reduce the areas he had. Meanwhile, though, switching the barrel up to the front this time then. Siege was catching the got, and the got has now gone into the pits, so that's kind of killed the enthusiasm on that bit. Meanwhile, Gotta Skirt picks up 5-second stop go penalty then for speeding in the pit lane. Naughty, naughty. And this other boy's getting the job done there. Now the question is, can VP and the got get in front of the Gotta Skirt here? Looks like Gotta Skirt's got a jump on him. It'll be mighty tight, although there's a tight exit then. And the Gotta Skirt then gets ahead of VP and the got there, so his long strategy has actually paid off here. So Gotta Skirt going out long on his 20 lap softs, is gaining himself up major amount of places then, which is crucial for him to get some good amount of points there for Sauber. Because he's going to need it, because his teammate Darren got took himself, not took himself out, but caught, spun himself and caught up in collisions. Meanwhile, Ollie P comes out in the pits and comes up behind the battle of Damien and Alan then. So Ollie P's got a lot of overtaking to do then to get himself into the points. Also not much, but be a long lengthy battle. And as this is the closest battle on track, we'll just keep on board. I'll just get to the right camera angles. There we go. Damien B then under threat by Alan. Alan under threat by by Ollie. So battle for the last points up for grabs. Although they're both catching up with the Plaster though, so might be a full-way battle very soon. Although Alan looking very, very feisty behind Damien then. Was looking for a move down turn 9, better thought of it. He has to wait till after turn 10 to make a move stick. Damien goes wide, Alan K takes advantage of it, and Alan K goes up into points into P10. And Damien again slips out outside the points. Now he's under threat by Ollie. Meanwhile, there is a yellow flag out in sector 2 somewhere. Meanwhile, switching battles here to Lighty and Bilton back then. Lighty going out the outside of Bilton. Bilton hangs on there. Bilton then just nicely squeezing them out. And Lighty has to make the overtake down the straight, hopefully by 10-4, will he? Bilton then goes defensive on the inside, making Lighty going all the way around the outside. Can he make it stick? Not for now. Bilton then hanging on for dear life for 8th place then. Lighty looking to make a move up the inside. No, Lighty decides to take himself out of the race. Do not know why Lighty's done that, but not what you want to do. But that is Lighty out of the race, and while there's yellow flags in all sectors. Now can we see a safety car please, or virtual maybe? Meanwhile though, there's still green flags at the moment, so switching back the battles then between Plaster and Alan K then. Meanwhile there is yellow flags in sectors 1 and 2, and mainly back into sector 1. Alan Plaster then going side by side. Alan making a move stick by turn 1. He does for now. Maximus has left the session, so Maximus is also out of the race as well, so that's very unfortunate for Maximus. Although Plaster and Alan though going side by side up into turn 3. Plaster still defending it on the outside and goes a bit wide, and Alan K takes the advantage of it with the traction, although they're still going side by side. Ollie there watching this battle unfold between these two. Alan's getting the move done in turn 4, really. Careful on the brakes. Locks up heavily. Plaster still hanging around the outside. And still pulling off the traction there. So Plaster there getting brilliant traction there. Still side by side with Alan. And still going side by side in turn 5 and turn 6. And there we go. Alan there gets the move eventually done into turn for P8 then. Plaster now under pressure then by Ollie. Meanwhile, that's going on. Gotta Skirt sets the fastest lap time though. He is on the ultra soft tyres, so keep an eye on his progress. Plus they're going wide and going wide again. This will open up the door here for Ollie. Ollie will take advantage of it, which he does, and he's making a move up to P9 before turn 1 using the help of DRS. Meanwhile though, the battle up here for P6 then between Bilton and the Got going down the inside into turn 3. Can he make it move stick? Bilton then breaks that easy. Going to try and do the old switch back on him. He's looking to try to. And now he's got DRS, and Bilton's got DRS down on the Got, so Got's in P6 at the moment. Having making his second stop. And the Got then up into P6, and keeping an eye on his progress. He is on the ultra soft tyres. Meanwhile then, Built-in still got a bit to go, although he won't be able to catch up with the got. He's on a different type of compounds. But anything can happen though. Meanwhile, Ollie's starting to drop back a little bit behind Alan. So he is catching him up very quickly now though. So I presume just preserving his tyres a little bit. And this is like probably the closest battle layer on the track then, so Ollie with DRS looking at the back of that Haas. Trying to see if we can outfox Alan. Alan is wise and knows all the moves. And knows where to position his car as well, although Ollie was literally getting a bit squirmy there, but it looks like he get away with it, traction and grip. Getting very close here to Alan. But he's just got now settling whilst Alan there locks up heavily. Not going to do his tyres any good. Especially around here when you've got long prolonged corners. You want your tyres at good grip as possible without damaging them out too much. Heading up towards turn 9 and turn 10. Ollie's still looking close. Much more closer this time was than the lap ago. Ollie with the DRS. This will help him out to get close nice and easy here. Timing is perfection then with the power pack as well. Gonna need it. Still nothing going on between them two. But they're still... Ollie's still closing up the gap, getting very close now as Chris will get his exit here right for Ollie, and he looks like he may do now this time round. There we go, Ollie's in prime spot now, looking at the back of Adam. See where he's going. Ollie's now going to go down the outside. Can he hang it around the outside this time? Yes, he does. Adam breaks a bit early, but Adam's still coming back on him, and Ollie hangs it around the outside of turn 4 then. So Ollie up into P8. Next car up the road for him will be Built-in. Although Alan's still hanging on the back of him. Ollie there still on the charge. Still trying to pull away from Alan K as much as he can. Alan's still not giving up though, although Alan has got DRS, so that will help him out to get closer to him. Although it shouldn't take too long for Ollie to catch up to Bilton. No, Bilton is on older soft tyres with 21 laps worth, so Bilton is still doing well and during those soft tyres out though. Question is though, will it help him to get to the end of the race though? Gotta manage to get about at least 20 laps for it, so Bilton is now going into the unknown on distance on tyres, so and Ollie and Alan K are catching up to him very quickly with fresher tyres and softer compounds. Though Alan K is now started to drop back a little bit. That looks like the case of the Ultras are just starting to get up just a little bit here. The God meanwhile so sets the fastest lap time 1 minute 6.9. He is on a fresh set of Ultras though, so he's definitely putting the hammer down. Right then, so Jay is currently out there in P1 then. Nice little bit gap there to Siege then in P2. Scott Hamilton in P3. Got a skirt there doing so well so far. He's in P4. VP on his debut in P5. Good drive for him so far. Got then in P6. Built in an P7 with Volley P in P8, Alan K P9, Plaster in P10 and Damien then in P11. Drivers are not currently racing due to retirements are Lighty, Maximus, Fredo, Mays and Darren Sinclair. So that is your retirements and all the current runners, drivers there respectfully. I know it's taken a little while for me to announce it through because obviously going through everything and there's been actions across the field, so feel free to put in some donations for Steph's lungs and heart transplants. And throat as well, to top it off. Meanwhile then, IDP then is now starting to close into the back of Bilton then. He is within the second. Although Ollie should make quick work with Bilton though on different age of tyres, respectfully. But still put up a good fight though if you're on older tyres. It's just a question of where to use it and knowing where your grips are. Though Ollie getting the help with DRS now. He's reeling in that McLaren. Just got to wait now for a couple more corners there. Bilton then goes a little bit wide. Ollie takes a tighter line there, which helps him out a treat. But for now, just has to settle in through the corners of 6, 7 and 8 respectfully. Getting much closer as much as possible, especially with the DRS detection point as well. And again, lovely camera shots on getting around with Austria tonight then. Meanwhile, there is a sector in the yellow flag in sector 2, which eases out there nicely. So, IDP then now on the charge to get close to Bilton then for P7. Bilton then goes wide. Ollie nearly goes wide as well, but gets away with it. Now on the back of Bilton then with DRS. Bilton then feeling under pressure there. Can Ollie get the move done into turn 3? Still side by side then. And Ollie there hangs it in there. And he does perfectly to a treat. Although Bilton there still not giving up though, despite all the tyres. Is he going to go for the move? Better thought of it then. Ollie P up into P7 then. And now you can push on. Meanwhile, the battles are now starting to die out just a little bit as we're coming near to the end of the race then. Jay then out in the lead of his own. Next car behind him is Siege with 12.4 seconds. So, bear in mind, Jay has got some couple of bits of penalties carrying on him, so he wants to create a gap as much as possible. Siege in P2, a little bit in pursuit by Hamilton, although gap is stabilising between them nicely. Meanwhile, Gosgard there is out there with Ultrasofts on 10 laps, old Ultrasofts to be precise. Meanwhile, Damon's in the pits and he's decided to call it a day. So, Damon unfortunately retired there in P11, which means everyone in the top 10 will claim their points, providing they do not crash in DNF within the next 2 laps, otherwise they will lose the points they earned for that position. So, Gosgard then still hanging on, although he's got to be careful of not risking himself for a punch, especially in that position. Though if he does pick a pit stop now, he'll be behind the GOT and VP. So he's just got to be careful on his tyres. GOT meanwhile still pushing on, although probably a bit too late. He was having a good battle there with VP for a little while, although VP, giving his credit, making his debut in his race today after passing his trial and test and claiming his number 2 seat in Renault. Done a great, amazing job there with great battles with some drivers. So is what we like to see, new fresh blood, making it more interesting and exciting. And VP's done it just like that, what it says on the tin, so kudos to VP there for putting up a good battle there with fellow drivers there across the field. And okay, meanwhile, up in P9, still a little bit behind Bilton though. They more likely his tyre will be matching the same wear as Bilton though, due to different compounds of tyres. Give Bilton that his due though, out there on lap 27 lap old softs and still pushing a good lap time. I know the softs are very durable around this track, so He's doing almightily well there for the points there for McLaren. Meanwhile, Jay has gone round and started lap 36 or 36. Started out in P2 on the grid, getting the overtake down into P1, getting in front of Darren then. And since then, from vertically start to finish, it's been leading it away for Toro Rosso. And making the progress for them so much sweet as well. And this will help Toro Rosso to get up the field as well in terms of constructors as well. Come round the last couple of corners now then. And here we go, round the last corner then. And Jay comes over the line to take P1 at Austria. Whilst also saving a 5-second stop go, so I hope that does not affect his timing. Meanwhile, Siege then comes around into P2, although he has got Hamilton behind him. And Siege then comes over the line there for P2 then, great job for Siege. And also Hamilton then up into P3, so that's your top three in the podium then. Got a skirt then. Great strategy call for him today. And he collects P4 then for Sauber, great points for him. Meanwhile then, VP and the GOT then will be coming around next. VP making his debut here today with Renault for the TTFL League. And he gets the well-deserved 5th place there with 10 points to his name. Great drive there by VP. And the GOT there takes P6. Ollie P then comes around the last corner. And takes P7 then for Red Bull. So Red Bull got P3, P7. Great driving by them. Bilton then jumps Ollie P by penalties. And I believe Alan K as well. So we'll find out the positions in a minute. So Bilton then got P7. But your race winner today though is the Toro Rosso, the sister car Red Bull by Jay. So then there is your top three then. Hamilton then in P3, Siege in P2. But your race winner today though is Jay, starting from P2. He had to make the move done by turn 1 on the first lap, which he did, and got through cleanly on Darren Sinclair. And then let it start to finish. Whilst Darren was having a little bit of a mishap and round turn 3. So then the unofficials or the official results then. Jay then in P1, then with Siege in P2, Hamilton P3, we've got a skirt there in P4 with VP there, making his debut in P5. We've got in P6, Bilton in P7, Ollie P in P8, and in KP9, Plaster in P10. Obviously DB, Lighty, Maximus, Fredo, Mays, and Darren Sinclair also retired from the race. So then with great battles and then across the field, then who can I nominate as my driver of the day today then? Let's have a look. You know, I'm going to give it to Got a Skirt there. He done a good strategy call there, making his long stint on his softs there, and then sticking on the ultras at the end to boost him through the track. So, good drive there from Got a Skirt. It would be my driver of the day. But after, you can vote for your own driver of the day in the comments below. So then, that was a very interesting and very entertaining Austrian Grand Prix. Now then, we'll see where we can get people in to do some interviews. So hopefully we try and get them in and see if anyone would like to be featured in it. Let's see what I can do. Just bear with me 2 seconds. So get that in. And let's see who else I can get in. Right then, we're just waiting then for people to see if they can come in and after interviews. And there we go. We've got the first driver in to be interviewed. Then we've got Alan Kay. Alan, how are you?
Evening, Steph. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. I'll be alright in a minute after I get my breath and half lungs back. So then,
Yeah, I'm excited to see the battles there, alright?
oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. So then, with the race, then it was a very good, scrappy race. Then, obviously with you and Plaster, talk us all through it.
So I was in the thick of it for most of the race. I got a bad start. We spun up the wheels off the line and so the car kicked to the left and I went onto the grass, so grass in my tyres for the first couple of corners. But I got back up at the pack quick enough, and once I got back up at the pack then it was Damien, Ollie was on soft tyres, and Plaster. The four of us were having a great little battle, swapping positions between us for a few laps. Then Ollie dove into the pit, so it was left me and Plaster, so I could battle him with Damien behind us. And then Lloydie came into it as well after the pit stops, which was good battle. And then up until I pitted, I had a little battle with Lloydie, with a few others up Gort, and a few others up the front end as well before I pitted. And then another good little battle with Plaster and Damien when I came onto the ultras at the end.
Indeed, because obviously when I saw you two like constantly changing positions, you did get a big amount of airtime on there as well. So quite sure between you two, and obviously you had Damien as well, jumping into it as well. So at one point though, you would look like you were locking up, and obviously Plaster was going around the outside of you, or Damien was going for you, and obviously it was
Yeah,
going on for maximum laps.
There was a few corners in a row where we were like nearly three wide side by side going through them, trying to fight each other, trying to pick a line.
Indeed, it was good for respective battles though. Obviously, you and Plaster like know each other's racecraft between each other, so you know it was great to see great lengthy battle there as well. And obviously
Yeah,
with the
it's nice to enjoy that. I actually enjoyed that race. Then when we get them battles and everyone was clean and fair, well, to me at least anyway, in the race. But then when we first stopped, when we first run and qualifying, Maximus hit the back of me in the middle of me flying lap and on my first run on softs. So that kind of messed up that and that tyre of me. So
well, still finishing the points there, Alan. That is the main thing. As long as you finish
but
somewhere,
that's what I said last week. Steph, what was the target for this week was points.
which you did, you've succeeded your targets. So then,
Yeah.
obviously with the next race coming up, then which will be in Silverstone.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't really. Silverstone in this particular game is one where some races I have brilliant races and I'm pretty quick around it, and then there's other races I've had around it where I'm absolutely miles off the pace. So it's a hit and miss race, depends on the day, what sort of
Was it
form
just
I'm on.
so? Where would you say your target then for Silverstone? Is it just a case of finishing,
Uh,
or in the points again, maybe?
yeah, so I think it's just a case of finishing and then see where we go from there. So the Silverstone and Hungary and Belgium sort of the three tracks that are finish and see where we go from, and then we go into then the best part of the season coming towards the end of the season. So.
Good, Alan. Good job out there today, mate. And fingers crossed we will see you in Silverstone.
We will indeed.
Good job, bud. Take care, Alan, and I'll see you soon.
Talk to you then, Steph. Bye bye.
Take care, bud. So then, our next driver to join us in the comms then will be Plaster. Plaster, how are you? Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. You had a good race out there today then, and obviously with qualifying as well. Talk us through it. Especially with your battle there with, like I said, with Alan, like with Alan and also Damien B. It's like, obviously, you three... Indeed, he was like, you weren't afraid to go for the move. You just like, put your car in where you can, and obviously, a couple of times, obviously, it went wide, but he got back with it though. So yeah, It's a good one to watch it. I recommend watching it afterwards because you lot did get airtime. So, go on, go on.
No, go on, carry on, mate. Sorry.
No, that's all right. You're speaking. You carry on. You carry on.
I don't know what I was going to say, so you go on.
Sorry, mate. No, it's all good though, man. So you three, like literally kept the battles going on for quite a while in the lap Simon toes. So I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, it was a good race, so I'm going to have a watch back of it now, so yeah, no.
Good man, good man. So then obviously with Silverstone coming up next then, where would you see your hopes on that? Is it just a case of finishing points maybe?
Yeah, hopefully we'll always hope to have a go, but yeah, it's not really one of my favourite tracks, but it's not my worst track, so no, we'll see how it goes.
Good man, good man. You know, if you have like a realistic target, where would you see it? Just try so you can keep in top 10?
I'd like to, yeah. It all depends how many we have, I suppose, and who turns up on the day. But yeah, I'd like to get in the top 10, ideally.
Good man, Plasto, good man. Good job out there today as well, supporting Ferrari. And we'll see you in Silverstone.
All the best, mate.
Indeed, and all the best to you. Thank you for joining us in the box.
Bye-bye.
We'll take you to see you, mate. So then the next driver to be interviewed then will be Hamilton. Hamilton, how are you?
How are you, buddy?
Oh, not too bad. How are you?
Not good at all. Not good. Not good at all.
Good, good. So, how was your race in qualifying then? Tell us over for it.
I have a message to say, and especially for the admin and the stewards. The racing like this is not acceptable. And mainly Maximus. He was racing me like 5, 6, 7 times. He pushed me off the track, and he was a lap down. So this is unacceptable, and I believe action should be taken.
Thank you, I'm pretty sure that...
Because he literally cost me P2, and this is really annoys me. You know, it's not about only results, but I have never seen something like that.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure the stewards will have a look at it if you send a video in. Despite that incident, though, obviously finishing on the podium, though, in P3.
Yeah. Obviously, I wanted much more. P2 was up for grab, that's for sure. I think I had the pace to win, but I was fighting. Light E pushed me off the track, was dive bombing, so I don't know. So I wish I had continued my last lap on quali, because I was like 1/10 up through the first corner, but decided not to ruin the tires for the race. So, but P2 for sure was for grab, but unbelievable. I will put the video and you will see. You will see.
No
It's
worries.
Unbelievable.
No worries. But still though, you had a good start though. At the start, obviously battling with the likes of Darren and Jalen, and obviously you had a VP as well, battling as well for quite a few laps. Obviously, it was about 7 to 8 cars, about 6 to 7 cars involved in that. So.
Yeah, it was a disaster, you know. The start was so good, but Darren had a very, very bad start. So, and obviously Jay was on the inside, so I had no choice but to go from the outside. And then I was stuck behind VP. He was so slow, and he was like lagging. So, and braking in the middle of the corners, you know, the last 2 corners. Second flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was braking in the middle, so I almost crashed into him many times. So Jay was running away. That's what cost me the race, basically.
Oh, that is very unfortunate. But still,
And VP was defending so hard. He was moving under braking. He was changing lines. So I don't know, but Maximus is unbelievable.
I'm pretty sure the stewards will flag that up and look on it. But still, like, at least you finished like on the podium. Obviously, not where you want to be. You're on the cast for P2, but you still get P3, still get the points, which will put you right up there with Spike. Or in fact, you probably jump Spike by looking at it. Let me just get the calculations up just for 2 seconds, and I'll notify you. Just give me, bear with me. Come on, where are you? But yeah, you're pretty much up now on top of the driver standings on the top. So how you feel that? Obviously, like now you know you're on top of the drivers championship so far.
Well, I didn't know that I'm going to be leading now, so this is positive, you know. It's one of the positives, but yeah, I'm still thinking about the race. I still feel I had much more pace, and I was so annoyed. You know, at one moment I wanted to crash into him. It was 50-50 because I crash or not, But you know, I'm a clean driver, and I don't want to do stuff like this. You know, but it was close because I was so upset.
I know, but still, at least you can take the positives that you're now leading drivers' championship. Obviously, now heading into
that's a positive.
Obviously, like heading off to next race then, which will be in Silverstone. Favorite track of yours?
Yeah. Well, I like it more than sure. Silverstone's nice track. I hope Spike will show up. So now I think we're very close in the championship. And I make sure I'll be in P1. I've never seen Maximus on the track.
Well, I'll see what happens. Obviously, like going to Silverstone will be like literally headlocks between you and Spike on charge for the top spot of the championship. Then, so obviously you won't need to ask you what's your target going to be, because I know you want to be up in P1 and obviously battling with Spike for Silverstone, if I'm guessing correctly.
Yeah, that's sure. I want to win every race, and if I lose, I want to lose it, but not like this.
I know. Still, despite obviously not like getting the position you want, though, at least you got P3, you got the points there, and good drive, as much as despite what happened. And we will see you in Silverstone.
Yes, thank you, buddy.
You're welcome, buddy. See you then. Take care. Good night.
Bye.
So then, that is the end of the Austrian Grand Prix then. TTGJ wins the race there with Siege in second and Hamilton then P3, and also now leads the championship for Red Bull. So the next race then for TTFL then will be next Friday live at 8 PM. As always, we'll be racing at the British Grand Prix at good old home turf of Silverstone. So that'll be amazing and great to see back on home turf, and be hopefully we get an amazing race there. Obviously tomorrow night we have got the Interleague Challenge Cups. We've got the A-Lego Esports Cup tomorrow night, which will be live at 7 PM. Obviously I'll be in the box there, and I will be joined in there with David Shaw 1986. So I hope you all can join us there for that one for 7 PM, which will be the first race, the A-Lego Esports Cup. And obviously after that, on that same night, just after the race, will be the Week Wi-Fi Solutions Esports Cup, which will be commentated with Kieran McGinley and Andy. So I hope you can join us for that as well. It's going to be an interesting long night, but it'll be so worth it, and I hope you all can make it. For Sunday, we have the TTL F2, which will be commentated with Jack Meyer. Tracks for that Sunday is Singapore live at 8 PM, followed by 8:45 for the second race live at Russia. So I hope you can join Jack on that one. And then next week, into Tuesday, back in the box with Kieran McGinley and Andy again, and we'll be live in Japan, and on Thursday we'll be live in USA for TTL F1. So then, I hope you can all join us tomorrow night for the Interleague battle, but for now, this has been the Austrian GP, and I have been Steph. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week for the TTFL. But please do try and join us tomorrow night for the Interleague battle. It will be so great to see, and we have got amazing teams involved in that as well, with likes of TTL F1, TTFL as well, also taking part as well. We got CSR Racing, VSR, the tough leagues, both divisions, and many other leagues. Again, it will be heavily explained tomorrow though, so feel free to join us. So till then, thank you for joining us. I've been Steph. Thank you so much, and take care, and I will see you all soon.